what if the world's most beautiful places were on the verge of vanishing forever? What if the paradise you dream of visiting is quietly slipping beneath the waves, melting away, or slowly getting erased off the map? This isn't just a travel video. This is your countdown to witness Earth's most spectacular wonders before they disappear forever. So buckle up, because by the end of this list, you'll be booking your ticket, heart racing, mind blown. And trust me, number 1 will shock you the most. And hey, don't forget to subscribe, because the world is changing fast, and we're showing you the rarest parts of it, one video at a time. Let's get started. 10th, Socotra Island, Yemen. There are strange places on Earth, and then there's Socotra. Floating in the Arabian Sea, off the coast of Yemen, this island has been called the most alien-looking place on the planet, and once you see it, you'll understand why. Towering dragon blood trees with umbrella-shaped canopies ooze red sap that looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. Cucumber trees twisted like living sculptures, and caves that hide secrets millions of years old. Over 700 species found nowhere else on Earth live here, making it more unique than the Galapagos Islands. The island's rich biodiversity, however, is increasingly vulnerable. Ecosystems that took millions of years to evolve could be lost in a single generation if climate change continues to ravage the island. Alongside environmental threats, unregulated tourism and overexploitation of resources are pushing this delicate paradise further toward collapse. But here's the danger. Climate change is altering the island's weather patterns. Rising temperatures, harsher droughts, and unregulated tourism are putting stress on this fragile ecosystem. Add political instability in Yemen, and you have a rare jewel sitting on the edge of destruction. Socotra is now trending on social media for its bizarre beauty, but too much exposure could destroy what makes it special. This is not just a bucket list destination. It's a once-in-human history kind of place, and it might not stay this strange and stunning for long. 9. Tuvalu. Imagine a nation that could vanish completely, not metaphorically, but physically disappear into the ocean. That's the harsh reality for Tuvalu, a tiny island country in the Pacific with a population of just over 11,000 people. Its highest point, only about 15 feet above sea level. Due to climate change, Tuvalu is now battling rising oceans, saltwater intrusion, and disappearing land. Tides now flood roads and homes. Farming has become nearly impossible. And in 2022, the country made headlines by announcing it was planning to move its identity into the metaverse, preserving its culture digitally in case the land becomes uninhabitable. Entire communities are already relocating. The world is witnessing the slow drowning of a sovereign nation, one that did almost nothing to cause the crisis it's now facing. Despite all this, Tuvalu remains breathtaking: untouched beaches, vibrant Polynesian culture, and a deeply spiritual connection to the ocean. It's a living paradise. But if you want to see it, you better hurry, because Tuvalu's story might become the world's first full-scale national climate tragedy. 8. Madagascar's forests. If Earth had a VIP list for biodiversity, Madagascar would be near the top. Separated from mainland Africa for over 88 million years, this island evolved its own exclusive lineup of wildlife, 90% of which can't be found anywhere else. Think of lemurs dancing in the treetops, giant baobab trees standing like living monuments, and tiny rainbow-colored chameleons changing colors with each blink. But all of this is disappearing. Madagascar has already lost more than 40% of its forests, and the remaining green cover is under brutal pressure from illegal logging, slash-and-burn farming, mining, and overpopulation. According to Global Forest Watch, over 1 million hectares of tree cover vanished between 2001 and 2020. And here's the terrifying twist. Scientists say we're losing species in Madagascar faster than we can even discover them. It's not just trees. It's an entire web of life, from insects to apex predators. That's vanishing piece by piece. This isn't just deforestation. It's a mass extinction in slow motion. If you want to witness Earth's strangest and most magical biodiversity, Madagascar is the place. But don't wait too long. The magic is fading. 7. Glacier National Park, USA. Glacier National Park in Montana was once a proud home to over 150 glaciers, a wonderland of snow-capped peaks, pristine lakes, and icy giants. Today, fewer than 25 glaciers remain, and according to the U.S. Geological Survey, most of them could be gone by 2030. And here's the part that hurts. The park is still unbelievably beautiful. Its rugged trails, turquoise lakes, and bear-filled forests still draw over 3 million visitors every year. But they're walking through a landscape that's changing faster than ever. As the glaciers melt, ecosystems shift. Wildflowers bloom earlier, rivers run warmer, and animals that depended on the cold, like mountain goats and wolverines, are being pushed out. Even aquatic insects that feed trout are declining due to rising water temperatures. Even the famous Going to the Sun Road, which cuts through the heart of the park, now opens earlier each year, not because of efficiency, but because there's less snow to clear. Park rangers now incorporate climate education into their tours, teaching visitors how to spot the signs of a warming world. This is a front-row seat to climate change in real time. Visit Glacier now, while its icy soul still breathes, because what's left in a decade may look nothing like the park we once knew. 6. The Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Spanning over 2,300 kilometers, visible from space and bursting with over 9,000 known species. The Great Barrier Reef is one of Earth's most epic natural wonders. But today, it's also one of the most endangered. Repeated coral bleaching events, caused by warming ocean temperatures, have left huge portions of the reef dead or dying. In just the past few decades, it has lost more than half its coral cover. Entire reef systems have turned ghostly white, stripped of the colorful life that once thrived there. Some parts are recovering slowly, others are gone for good. And it's not just about pretty colors. Coral reefs are the rainforests of the sea, feeding, sheltering, and supporting countless marine species. Without them, ocean ecosystems collapse, coastal communities suffer, fisheries dry up, and tourism, which brings in billions, will vanish too. The reef's decline is also linked to water pollution, coastal development, and cyclones intensified by climate change. Local conservation efforts like coral gardening and reef restoration programs are ongoing, but time is running out. Despite the damage, parts of the reef still glow with beauty and life. You can still dive into crystal-clear waters and swim through underwater cathedrals of color. But this window of wonder is closing fast. See it now, or risk only seeing it in documentaries about what we lost. The Dead Sea. You've probably seen the famous floating photos, people relaxing effortlessly on the salty surface of the Dead Sea while reading a newspaper, but here's what most don't know. This ancient wonder is disappearing, and it's vanishing fast. The Dead Sea, shared by Jordan, Israel, and Palestine, has been shrinking at a shocking rate, about 1 meter per year. In the last 50 years alone, it's lost more than a third of its surface area. The culprit? A brutal combo of water diversion from the Jordan River and massive mineral extraction industries. The river that once fed the sea is now just a trickle, and without fresh inflow, evaporation is winning. Sinkholes are appearing all over the region. Over 6,000 have opened up in recent years, swallowing roads, buildings, and dreams of a tourism boom. Entire resorts built decades ago now sit abandoned, stranded far from the receding shoreline. What makes it worse is this: the Dead Sea is more than just a salty spa. It's a place mentioned in ancient scriptures, a cultural and historical symbol, and a natural laboratory for science and medicine. Efforts to save it, like the Red Sea Dead Seawater Conveyance Project, face political and environmental hurdles. Tourists still flock to enjoy its mineral-rich mud and one-of-a-kind buoyancy. But this surreal experience might not be available for future generations. You still have time to float in the world's saltiest sea. But if trends continue, this could soon be one of the saltiest memories the world ever had. 4. The Amazon rainforest. Imagine a place so massive it produces 20% of the world's oxygen, a place so mysterious we still haven't discovered all the species living there, a place that literally regulates Earth's climate. That's the Amazon rainforest, and we're destroying it faster than it can recover. Stretching across 9 countries and over 5.5 million square kilometers, the Amazon is home to over 10% of all known species on Earth, including jaguars, poison dart frogs, and uncontacted indigenous tribes. But it's disappearing at an alarming rate. Over 1.5 million hectares of forest were lost in 2023 alone due to illegal logging, cattle ranching, mining, and wildfires, many of which are intentionally started to clear land. And here's the scary twist. Scientists warn the Amazon may be approaching a tipping point, a moment when the damage becomes irreversible and the rainforest transforms into a dry savanna. Indigenous communities, the traditional guardians of the forest, are also under threat, with displacement and violence increasing. If that happens, it won't just be South America's problem. It'll be the planet's. The Amazon stores over 100 billion metric tons of carbon. If it collapses, that carbon goes into the atmosphere, accelerating global warming at a speed we can't afford. This isn't just about trees. It's about the balance of life on Earth. So if you want to hear the real sound of the wild, not through your screen, but in the heart of the jungle itself, the time is now. Because the lungs of our planet are gasping for air. 3. Venice, Italy. Venice, the city of canals, the city of romance, art, gondolas, and timeless charm. But beneath the beauty lies a harsh truth. Venice is sinking. This legendary floating city has been battling water for centuries, but now the tides are winning. Scientists estimate Venice is sinking at a rate of 1 to 2 millimeters per year, while sea levels around it continue to rise. The result? Acqua alta, high tides that flood St. Mark's Square, homes, cafes, and museums. Once a seasonal phenomenon, now it happens with terrifying regularity. The city has already spent billions on mows, an underwater barrier system meant to protect against flooding. But even that might not be enough in the face of accelerating climate change. Venice has survived plagues, wars, and empires, but climate may be its greatest enemy yet. And if it goes under, we won't just lose architecture. We'll lose centuries of culture, art, and heritage that shaped Europe and the world. For now, you can still stroll across Rialto Bridge, sip espresso by the Grand Canal, and get lost in its winding alleys. But this postcard-perfect paradise is on borrowed time. See it while it's still real, not just a page in a history book. 2. Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Rising 5,895 meters above the African plains, Mount Kilimanjaro is not just a mountain, it's a symbol. A snow-capped giant in the heart of equatorial Africa, a sacred site to local tribes, a dream for trekkers worldwide. But its crown, the legendary ice cap, is melting. Over 85% of Kilimanjaro's glaciers have disappeared in the last 100 years, and if current trends continue, scientists predict they could vanish completely by 2040, or even earlier. The cause? A mix of climate change, reduced snowfall, and higher temperatures. Unlike some other melting glaciers, Kilimanjaro's ice isn't replenished by new snow. Once it melts, it's gone forever. This has massive ripple effects. Local communities that depend on glacial melt for water are already feeling the pinch. Unique ecosystems are shifting. And tourism, which fuels Tanzania's economy, faces an uncertain future. But even beyond the science, there's something spiritual about Kilimanjaro. To see snow on the equator is to feel the magic of nature. To lose that snow is to lose a wonder of the world. If climbing this mountain is on your bucket list, move it to the top, before its white cap becomes nothing but memory. Maldives' crystal-clear waters, overwater villas, coral gardens, private beaches that glow under the moonlight. The Maldives is the ultimate tropical dream, and it's vanishing before our eyes. This chain of 1,190 coral islands in the Indian Ocean is the lowest country on Earth. with an average elevation of just 1.5 meters above sea level, and that makes it ground zero for climate change. Rising seas, coastal erosion, coral bleaching, and increasingly powerful storms are threatening to swallow this paradise whole. Some islands are already uninhabitable. Others require artificial sand pumping just to stay above water. Tourism, which makes up nearly 30% of the Maldives' GDP, is also at risk. The very beaches and reefs that draw millions could soon be gone. Local communities face uncertain futures as their homes and heritage slowly disappear beneath the waves. Experts warn the Maldives could be unlivable by 2050 and completely submerged within this century. The government is already planning for the worst, investing in floating cities, building seawalls, and even buying land in other countries as a last resort backup plan. But for now, the Maldives still offers one of the most surreal, luxurious, and soul-refreshing experiences on Earth. And it's more than just a honeymoon hotspot. It's a warning, a canary in the coal mine for what's coming to low-lying places around the world. The Maldives is not just a destination, it's a ticking clock. And you'll want to see this wonder before it's too late. These places aren't just travel goals, they're living miracles. Each one telling a powerful story of beauty, mystery, and the fragility of our planet. But time isn't on their side. Whether it's sinking islands, melting glaciers, or burning forests, this isn't some distant future. It's happening right now. So what can you do? Spread the word, support ecotourism, respect local cultures, and most of all, don't wait. See them while they're still here. Because the world is changing faster than ever, and these wonders won't wait for us. If you found this video mind-blowing, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment on which place shocked you the most, and share this with someone who needs to pack a bag and witness these marvels before they vanish. The Earth is full of magic. Let's explore it before it's gone.